What's up, Dragon Brood? So today we're going to be doing something that I think a few people have been wanting and asking about. I'm curious if it's even possible. Honestly, I don't know, but we're going to play a Simic Kicker deck today. I have no clue if this is any good at all, if we can win any games, or if our win conditions even matter, but you know what? We're going to find out. But before we do, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Really important on videos like this, especially because these aren't necessarily the type of decks that people search for, you know, if they're just putting in search terms, but it's also not the type of video that people generally share easily or would even just find at random on YouTube. So when you like and share on some of these videos, this helps out a lot. So please help get the reach out on these types of videos if you want to keep seeing this type of creative content. And that doesn't just go for my videos, that goes for any of the Magic content creators. Otherwise, you're kind of just encouraging the creators to just make more of the decks and things you've already seen. And that's not nearly as fun. But anyway, let's go take a look at this Simic Kicker deck. Okay, so there's some obvious cards here, but one of the things I will say that's a little bit difficult about building this deck is there's not really a lot of good kicker cards. I even considered building some version where we just have a different late game finisher. You know, maybe we play the like big Baloth, right? Maybe that's a thing. So maybe we'll come back to that. I don't know, but we're just gonna mess around here a little bit and see what comes up. The one thing I will say, you'll see through the list, is sadly the majority of our creatures are even, so it's going to leave us a little bit open to a extinction event, which is a little bit sad. However, we hope maybe we land a Roost and we'll see what happens. But starting at the top here, we've got Bubble Snare, Roost of Drakes, just a couple of copies of Reclaim the Waste. I wanted more, but honestly, it just puts the lands into your hand, and I had no way to guarantee we were going to be able to get those lands into play. Into the Royal, just to slow the opponent down, kind of the same thing with that Bubble Snare there. Playing a couple of Inscription of Abundance, and honestly, this is one of the cards I don't even know if it has a real home in this list. It at least just gives us some amount of removal, and lets us grow creatures, potentially, but honestly, maybe this isn't how we're trying to win. Maybe this should just be more of the Cragplate Baloth, but we'll see as we go along. We have some Florahedrons, Vine Geckos, Field Research to draw some cards, Selendi Vision. This kind of just gives us a way to search for something if we need it late, and it does give us the option of having additional lands. We got a couple of Lull Mages Familiar, mostly for the mana, but you know, if we can gain some life and buy time, that's not bad. Vastwood Surge, this is a list where we do like this, being able to put counters on things, being able to find multiple lands. Hopefully we'll be able to kick it, but who knows? I mean, it is 8 mana. But we'll see what happens. Verazal, just because it's a big X thing that we can spend some mana on, but it does let us copy your creatures. And don't forget, and not, we'll just let you copy spells that have kicker, but if you do copy a creature, it creates a creature token, which isn't a bad thing, especially if we can maybe make like another Vine Gecko, or, well, Gecko doesn't have kicker, so I guess we can't copy that. But it just kind of looking at this list, trying to figure out, like, when we copy any of these spells, you know, maybe we're drawing 6 cards instead of 3 cards. You know, is that good enough? The truth is, I don't even know. But we're going to try and see what happens. Lands, we're just going 6 Islands, 8 Forest, 4 Temple of Mystery, 3 Fable Passage. Again, though, maybe, you know, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and just cut these. I'm going to have to say the Inscription Abundance, especially with there only being 2, it's not the way we were going to try to win here. So let's just go with a couple of these and see if they get us where we want to go. I have no idea, but we're going to go into the arena and find out. Okay, you know, I guess we keep this. Yeah, let's do that. If there's nothing else, we can play a turn 2 Gecko. We can sit on this Bubble Snare. Maybe, you know, hopefully we get something reasonable to play next turn, which would be nice. Gosh. Yeah, I mean, the opponent's playing red. I don't know what level of red, but if we can gain some life, maybe it's okay. Alright, let's go ahead and play Gecko. This is probably not going to go well for us here as things are starting. But it does make our kick stuff cost 1 less, so, you know, maybe. And when we play a thing with Kicker, it also gets a counter, so that's not nothing. Alright, we will not be blocking there. Because, you know, that seems smart. Let's go ahead and lock down this Akiri, maybe? I say that, but I'm not totally sure. Because this only costs 3 now, which is kind of nice. It's 3 damage either way to us, but this is more annoying, but could also cost the opponent cards. And if they have another Akiri, they'd just be able to sacrifice the one we put this on. So let's go after the Seasoned Hollowblade here. Why did that not cost less? Well, that's oh yeah, it does. Never mind, it costs 3. I thought I was thinking about that differently. No attacks. We are definitely not the aggressor here, so we can take our time. Alright, there's Winota, which is not good for us. Hopefully they find something small. They did not find something small. No blocks. Alright, I guess our plan here is tap down Akiri after all. I'm not sure what we're going to do after that. Probably not much. I think we're going to end up deadsies one way or the other. Yeah, I mean, we have to. I was just sitting there trying to think about, like, is there another way we could do this? But, I mean, if the opponent draws a haste creature, they draw a haste creature. At least now we get the option of trading with Winota, potentially. Though I don't think that's really what we want to do. It has Verazal had Kicker. But unfortunately, it does not. And the most I can play it for here is 1, 2. Now, it does get +1/+1 for each mana spent on it, not for X, which is a big deal here. So the next turn, we could play this as a 5/5 and have 2 reasonable blockers to the opponent and a way to benefit whatever the next Kicker spell is we play. So, you know, we're not in dire straits yet, but we do have a ways to go. Ah, that's not cool. Alright, so now we got to get Vine Gecko to 6/6. Ugh, hate that. Oh, how bad is this if we just go... You know what? No blocks. Get a cheap Kicker spell. So we can play Lull Mage of Familiar and kick something. That's what we want to do here. Okay, well now the opponent's representing lethal if we don't do something. This searches 2 lands, puts counters on a thing. That's nice, but doesn't quite help us here. I mean, if we can get through this turn, though, we could Verazal for 5. Block, block. Go to 3. Or gamble and go to 1, but that's risky because the opponent could have all types of, like, Spike-Filled Hazard or whatever. We don't want that. But then Verazal, we could kick this, but that doesn't do anything. Alright, I guess we just Verazal for 5. I guess for 3, because that's all we can do. And yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, I don't really know what else we do here. I mean, we really want the opponent to play some cards out of their hand, so maybe we could find a situation to kill off these Hollowblades, but that's not likely to happen here. Now, we could get lucky in some scenario where we, like, block a Winota, block a Hollowblade, they discard a card to protect it, we go to 3, maybe find something to play alongside a Verazal next turn, or even just playing a Verazal for 6 might be good enough. I don't know. That's a real problem, because if this dies, we're going to take damage equal to its power regardless. So now, getting below 5 is a very, very scary situation. Yep. Not a shocker. The opponent only wants to attack with that. Yeah. That's what I figured. We're in bad shape now. Yep. GG's. We can't win. Oh gosh. We'll keep this. Likely just playing the Vision here as a land. Probably play Bubble Snare Fetch this turn. Seems like a good call, all things considered. Try to keep that locked down. And then we can play the Lull Mage Familiar. And then I don't know what we do after that. Oh, if that's all the opponent's doing, that's a good turn for us. Whoa. Tapping down that elemental was a big deal. I guess that was the key to their game plan. Now, that said, that means we're very likely going to be staring at something like a Questing Beast potentially next turn, which is not cool. Also means we probably have to play a Lull Mage Familiar, because if they do have something like a Bonecrusher Giant, that's not good for us either. But playing this Familiar means we can play Verazal for 5 next turn, which does make a difference. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, just Bonecrusher us. That's okay. We're good with that. It's not our preferred situation, but we're definitely way out of range of being killed here. It's tempting to play the Temple of Mystery here. But I think just getting this Verazal as a 5/5 is probably better. Also gives us some context here, right? Because the opponent attacks with the Bonecrusher Giant. They either have Embercleave or they have another Bonecrusher. More likely than not. Yeah. Alright. If they have it, they have it. We'll just try to find another Bubble Snare. Okay, just a Bonecrusher. That's fine. That was a lot better than it could have been. We will take that. Alright, Temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 7 either way, right? But then we draw. Yeah, let's put that. We'll draw that next turn, I suppose. That gives us a chance to gain 2 life, put counters on everything, find a couple of lands. We'll be set up to do it again. So we'd have some big blockers, even if that did get an Embercleave. Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a real problem. Man, can we afford to take 8? Go to 9? Yeah, boy. Boy. This is not good. But if we keep both of these, we could just trade effectively. Don't love that, but it's not a thing. Okay, sure. I mean, not a lot we can do about it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, but one of them will be tapped. This isn't the one that makes stuff cheaper. Oh, it's actually going to tap all of them, so we actually really can't even do that. Yeah, we're just dead. These cards don't do anything for us. Okay, so we got some things. I guess we can Roost on 1, Temple of Mystery on 2, Familiar, and then see what happens. Alright, let's just see what we're up against. I don't even know if we roost on one, actually. I think we do this. Yeah, I'll take one more land. Just to be on the safe side. Okay, well that's good news. The opponent played a temple on one, so that buys us some time here. Not likely that they're going to have an important thing to do here to us. We don't get to make a Drake, obviously, but our plan is to hopefully kick other things and make lots of Drakes. This costs 4. So we're just going to go ahead and play this familiar. At least now we're starting to work our way toward mana to be able to Drake up. We are not blocking. Mostly because we can bounce a thing, we can get a creature, we can gain 2 life. Like, there's too much to be gained by not blocking there. Doesn't benefit us to play the Florahedron here, so we will just pass. Need to draw some other kicker things, though, here, pretty seriously. Alright, Selfless Savior. This is like another Winota type deck. Alright, so if we feel that way... We're not going to Ember Cleave here, so we know that's safe. Alright. Alright, opponent's going to make that a coward. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, now we just got to hope they don't have a Bone Crusher Giant. And the reason is, this way we can make a Drake, and then we can block it with the Drake now. So let's... we return the Stone Coil. I mean, it does let them reset and get Stone Coil bigger, but that's fine. This will hopefully cause them to use that Selfless Savior. Nope, but it is a Bone Crusher Giant. Fair enough. Well, okay then. If they have it, they just have it. Alright, we are still at 16, so we've managed to mitigate our damage pretty well here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and play this. See if this helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'd have to tap one of our creatures. Yeah, I mean, I guess we got to try. We need a kicker spell at some point along the way. And then we'll be set up to play the Cragplate Baloth, maybe? Alright, let's see what happens. Kicking it also gains us 4 life. We get a token. No blocks. They're going to Ember Cleave. We'll just take it. Nope. Could be a... No, oh, they didn't even go for a Big Serpent. Interesting. Okay. Well. Well, I guess we will. Since this is a sorcery, we have to do this now. That's 6. And we need 8. Lots of triggers there. And then the cool part is, because of the way stuff gets stacked, we do get counters on that new Drake. So we can split our blocks up pretty well here, buy some time. We've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So we can get this out as a 10, or for 10 mana. If we draw another land, we don't even have to tap our 2 best creatures, which would be awesome. Then we would also get a Drake, and we get a 6/6. Actually, we get a 10/10. Or we could get that too, and that's awesome. I'm not even sure what's better here. We're at 17. So if we Crag Plate for 10, then we give everything tokens, and we'll get another 2/2 here. Yeah, this is better. Let me 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just want to make sure it taps the right thing for mana, so we're not tapping both of our bigger creatures. Alright, so now if we attack for 10, opponent could block with 3, 6. I guess you could block in a way that you could protect one of your creatures with the Selfless Savior, but then we just win the next turn. So, like, yeah, let's not give the opponent a chance to get any Embercleave shenanigans or anything. We're at 21. Opponent can triple block if they want to and save one of their creatures. Nope, they're just taking the 10. Alright, well, this is the big turn for them. Otherwise, this is it. That is not going to do nearly enough for them, considering we can win with just the Flyers next turn. Yep. Ooh, Verazal would have been sweet, but completely unnecessary. Actually, how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Nah, we'd just be getting silly. I was going to say, you could Verazal for 3, then play this, and then copy this twice. I mean, we'll do it just for the video, for style points. Because we can. Take action. Which also reloads the Verazal, by the way. Yep. Alright, this one's a keeper. Oh boy, not against this though. This is gonna end up bad for us. Alright, we'll put that in. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to fetch next turn. Go get an island so we can... Well, no, even then, that's not gonna be enough. I'd hate to just waste it into the Royal, but maybe that's what we've got to do. Well, that's not what we wanted the opponent to have. It's real bad for us. Well, we have to play this because even if we fetch a land, it does nothing here. I may end up just having to bubble snare a Robber of the Rich. Just buy us some time. Would love a land here, though. Land here would be very good, because then we could follow back-to-back turns of, like, into the Royal, which would be very good. Ugh, there went one of the lands we needed. That hurts inside. Hurts a whole lot. Because we definitely gonna need this Roost of Drakes to be doing a lot of work here. Almost to the point that I don't even want to fetch during their end step. I want to give myself the opportunity to draw an extra land. But I don't even know if we can wait, unfortunately. Alright, that's a Torbrand. That's a thing. Alright, taking 3. Gotta get an island. Hope for the best. All right, we did get there. Question is it too late? Opponent can attack. It'd be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we let it go. Let's see if the opponent chooses to do anything during their attack step. All right, Phoenix. Cool. That actually works out for us. Don't hate that at all. All right, they declare their attackers. We will kick it, return this. Because that costs them way more mana. They have nothing else really in their yard yet here. Actually, I don't even... Do we even block Phoenix here? I think we just do this. Even more so now that we know we have the bubble snare. Alright, that didn't quite work out. Good news is now we can bounce PowrDragn again, block 2 things. That's pretty good. Would have liked to have had another land so we could bubble snare and block or something, but I think we're just going to have to pass here. I mean, there was a reasonable play to like bubble snare, then field research, which might have been correct. But I'm going to go this route. Alright, PowrDragn again. Opponent still has 2 things in the yard. They need 4 total to be able to use this. Though they're about to when we double block. But that's okay. Kick this. Alright, that'll help some. I don't hate that. That could be useful here in the coming turns if we can find something to do with all of this. So here we can search for 2 lands. Or we can play this, search for 1, put it in a hand, into the royal. Oh, gosh. Then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So we could bubble snare, I guess. Yeah, I guess this is what we do. Don't love it. But if it's where we are, it's where we are. Alright, we just pass. We're definitely on defense here. The opponent could play just to get the Phoenix out. We chump block a Phoenix. Then we get our choice of bubble snaring or into the royal the next turn. Alright, we are going to chump block it. We're not going to risk going any lower. There's just not a point, really. Especially when we have the option of bouncing it to into the royal and do some other interesting things. Though we can just bubble snare it. Draw a card. Gain some life here. I'll leave 1 mana open for nothing. Alright. Let's do it. It does make a 2-2. So that's not irrelevant. What's the best they could do? We're going to pass here because they could do something like play PowrDragn, draw Robber of the Rich. Ooh, an axe. That's a thing. That is a real thing. What is that last unknown card, opponent? Ah, Phoenix. Okay. I can get behind that. I was like, great, if you want to attack, I'm in support of this plan. Alright, so here we could spend 4. We really want to have 4 for this end of the royal. Keep this an axe off our rear end. I mean, not an axe, but this PowrDragn. Could play Verazol for a whole lot, though. And then we get to start copying things, which could be pretty cool. Man, it's a gamble, though. If they get an Embercleave, that could suck. But what if we just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And then we just make this as a 5/5. Then we could double bounce, draw 2 cards. Yeah, let's do that. I think this has more upside. Oh, actually, for 3. And then this still leaves us max blockers in case things go sideways for some reason. Now, this is painful if they just, like, play TCGPlayer and have a good removal card or something for Verazol. Okay, that's a little bit of a thing. But tenable. We can deal with this. So right now, we're taking 4 if we so choose. I mean, just block an Axe, let the Phoenix through. We're not going to do anything else. Because the Phoenix, we can eventually just block with other tokens. Because we know we're going to kick at least one thing. Alright, Temple of Mystery. So we do this for 4. Leaves 2 mana available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just trying to think how we can get the maximum mana the next turn to be able to do this, but I don't see how we're going to play more than 1 land here anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be 8. If we got to keep any of these others, that could be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll keep it. What do we have in the yard? Yeah, we've already used 2 under the Royals. We're about to use our 3rd. We will get 4 life here, which also helps. Then we'll get the opportunity to reload Verazol, potentially. So here I think the plan is go ahead, let the opponent declare their attacks. And then that'll give us more clarity on what we want to do. They do have 6 mana, so they're going to be able to play an X or TCGPlayer this turn. If that's a land, they'll get to play them both. Which is not great. But also not a lot we're going to be able to do about it. Yep, and there it is. Matter of fact, they can... Well, they can only activate 1 of those because it takes 4 total, right? They would need 8. Alright. See what the opponent chooses to do here. Okay, we are going to into the Royal with the Kickers. Just double checking mana situation there. This. And we are going to take the action to copy that. And this. Alright, so that's not bad at all. Now it's a matter of if we get the opponent to use their mana the way we want them to, what becomes of this? Is that the best blocks? I think so. Crazy situation, but I think these are the best blocks. Because we know the 2 cards in their hand. They can only pump this Fervent Champ once. The best they can do is trade with the Phoenix, because the Phoenix only pumps the front end. Now, they can play these 2 this turn, and that's big. You know, it's nothing to turn their nose up at. And an Embercleave is still scary as hell here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8 there. So it takes all this to turn these into max size. So we get a 5/5 and a 4/6, and we'd have 2 extra lands in play that come into play tapped, right? Oh, can we survive that is the question. I think we end up having to double block. Oh, no, we get Drakes out of this, and we get some life. So never mind. We definitely do want to do this. Absolutely want to do this. No attacks. That's not bad. Though now they can pump twice. So this PowrDragn can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Could do 6. So we don't even have good blocks here any longer. But we are at a pile of life. So there's that. So I think we're just going to block with this token. Now, granted, this is dangerous because we're going to give the opponent 2 additional 1/1s. We are going to put another creature into the card into the graveyard. But, well, I don't know. We take 4, we take 6, go to 5. We can gain 2. How risky do we want to be here, actually? Maybe we just take this opportunity to kill both of these. Instead of just trying to be too cute here. Yeah, I think we do. We're not worried about Phoenixes coming back because we can deal with that with Rooster Drakes. And if the opponent's creatures are smaller, us having a big 6/8 blocker doesn't really care whenever you have Embercleave. Yep. That's to be expected. Alright, so opponent does get 4 creatures here, mind you. Oh no, they just get 3 because I didn't pump the second time for PowrDragn. Oh, that is interesting. I guess because they wanted a Phoenix back that badly? Yeah, reasonable, I suppose. Now, there we go. You are not nothing. Alright, so we have 11 lands. We're going to have 12 lands. We have access to 9 mana. To 7 mana. We can 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get a flying blocker. We can gain 4 life. There's like so much happening here. We only have 2 lands left though, right? Okay, well, we'll do that. I think we can survive without the cards for 1 more turn. Alright, and then we're just gonna pass. No point to attack here. We'll start attacking next turn with our 6/8. Yeah, here if the opponent attacks, we're just chump blocking. Just straight up. 2 4s are awesome. Funny thing is, the opponent could block with all 3 and actually turn those large enough, which could be pretty gross for us if we were to attack with our 6/8. Let's kick this. We're going to get a whole pile of cards and a token. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're in business here. Let's play this. Would have liked to have had this a little while ago, but hey. Well, we'll take what we can get. And now we've got a ton of mana here. We can play this during their end step. Don't think we want... I mean, at some point we're going to have to attack with this. We're not going to really get a choice. So we attack for 6. Opponent could block, block, block. Pump twice, so that actually, yeah, well, they'd have to do it for 2 of them. Well, they have to block with all 3 of them. If that's the case, do we care? Oh, they can't block. Those things have, creatures can't blah, blah. That's dumb. I knew that. Yeah, well, do we need all that mana? That's active, this is active. All right. Attack for 8 then. I guess we'll just trade. All right, if we can survive this turn, which we should, then I can't imagine we're going to be in a situation where we can't find something with Kicker. Really, we're just looking for another one of the things that search 2 lands and put counters. We're not going to be able to search the lands, but we'll at least get the counters, and that should be enough. Is that really? Ferment Champ's coming to get some? You can pump once, you can pump twice. It's only a 3, right? What am I missing? Alright. I mean, good on you if you got something. Maybe I'm doing bad math. I am a little tired, but... yeah. Still looks the same. Yeah, it's okay. They just oops. I was like, I'm not sure I'm missing something, but I'm going to block anyway. Wow. I just wanted one spell. One spell. Really, though, except for Rooster Drakes, none of those would have helped us anyway because nothing there had Kicker. Oh, this is exciting. This basically just ends the game. Kick it up. Without Kicker, obviously. Boom. Well, sorry about that. I just realized like my intro was a little bit out of focus. So yeah, can the deck do some things? Yeah, absolutely. Is it really good? No. I think there's maybe some versions where you could splash black, try to take advantage of Blood Chief's Thirst. Because I think that's the real thing you're missing is just some spot removal that could be pretty helpful for this list. The drawing 2 cards is kind of neat, but honestly, I'd almost rather that just be the green inscription, if that's the way we're going to go. But I would say if you're going to build this, try messing around with the black version to see if you can splash just a little bit of black. Like I said, for the removal cards, I think could be very good, and just seeing if something there can give you a little bit of action with the Kicker ability. But I mean, like you saw, there's some games where you can make some things happen. I mean, it's not that bad, and it held up against a couple of competitive builds, but I don't know. It's neat. But like I said, I feel like I would be happier if I had access to just some good spot removal, whether that is adding black or whether that's putting in the inscriptions. So I would say you can expect the final version you can download to have the inscriptions in there, which speaking of, remember you can always download the final version in the description. You can also find my Twitch, my Twitter, my Discord, and my podcast links all in that description down below. And if you haven't, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and help me out. Encourage me to do some more crazy things like this. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.